8 years ago, Alenka, Harald and I did a project for Foxconn in Wuhan. Shout out to York, Robinson, Paul and Shufei and all our friends there. So you can imagine that the news coming out of Wuhan in early 2020 really caught my attention. But I would have never imagined the wide range of consequences of events there. In this video, we will look back at 2020 and see what happened in procurement in this year. Let's get started. The year started with many procurement executives pondering how to deal with Donald Trump's trade war. In general, this meant import tariffs being declared at a moment's notice. For players in the high-tech industry, this was more serious. For them, it meant anticipating the decoupling of the Western tech ecosystem from the Chinese tech ecosystem. And very practically, it meant moving production of potentially sensitive equipment out of mainland China. In a way, this helped these tech companies, as first production in Wuhan would grind to a halt and then just a couple of weeks later, all of China was under lockdown. So some of the already moved production came in handy and others accelerated plans to move to Taiwan, Malaysia, Vietnam or Mexico. So just around Chinese New Year, Arun asked me to support him at a client in the hospitality industry in Dubai. I vividly remember the completely deserted hotel and the client being super concerned about the absence of Chinese tourists. And even then I could not imagine that this was just an early indicator of things to come on a global scale. And it wouldn't take long. In March, Austria was under lockdown and Germany followed a week later. I will be forever grateful to Stefan, Thomas and Wolfgang at my car maker client for what happened next. We were running a Pareto 360 program with the main objective to reduce the cost of direct material. And together with Andreas, Alfred and Nino and the entire team, we reconfigured it to a mission control center to coordinate all supply chain measures needed to deal with the crisis at lightning speed. This kept me super busy in my home office, and I would even say that never in my entire professional life did I work as much as in the months of April and May. We mostly even worked through the weekends, which prevented me from watching the news and worrying too much. This high workload almost had a therapeutic effect, so thank you again to the two Stefans, Wolfgang and Thomas. Summer saw the economy swinging back, concerns about liquidity issues at suppliers were mostly put aside and cost reduction saw a big comeback. The really interesting observation is that opposed to what one might have believed, the health crisis did not put concerns about climate change on the back burner. Quite in contrary, meeting the Paris targets and specifically in Scope 3 upstream in the supply chain is suddenly top of the CEO agenda in many leading companies. Decision makers appear to appreciate that COVID-19 is a health crisis that is wrapped in a wider climate crisis. As days in the Northern Hemisphere got shorter and life moved indoors, infection numbers shot up again. While Austria had done comparatively well in spring, we turned out to be one of the worst affected countries in October and November. So we had an early second lockdown that is just now followed by a third one. But with vaccines rolling out everywhere, companies have their sights firmly set on the post-COVID world. Meaningful innovation that is recognized by customers and boosts the company's green credentials appear to be the hottest topic right now. A lot of this meaningful innovation will have to come from suppliers, and procurement will be the key corporate function for driving this innovation. I believe that this will have a lasting influence on the power balance between product marketing, engineering and procurement. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching my videos, subscribing to my YouTube channel and for leaving comments on YouTube and LinkedIn. Every interaction with you is a privilege. Okay, now it is your turn. In the comments down below, let me know what are your key takeaways from 2020. And as always, I promise to get back to you within 24 hours and if useful, I may even respond with a dedicated video. Thank you for watching, have a great New Year 2021 and I see you in the next one. Bye.